This is currently 9:20 a.m. Central Time, so we can timestamp that. But the portal continues to churn. A lot of things happen. A lot of things moving and shaking. The receiver market to me is fascinating right now. There were so many teams that we spoke to pre-portal that need a wide receiver. Hey, Keelan Marion from BYU, be a good one to go get. 6 foot, 195, unanimous first-team All-American as a return specialist out there for the Cougs. Dude's a ball player. Can put him in the slot. Can put him on the perimeter. Just get the football in his hands. Schools in the mix for him are Tennessee. Tennessee, you got a quarterback now. Go get him a Keelan Marion to throw the football to. That'd be ideal. Texas in the mix, along with others. All the intel over at on3.com, so go lock in there. This is a ball player, though, in Keelan Marion that, to me, could put an offense over the top. Like, you got some good pieces, but you add one more guy in the slot, or you add a guy in the return game to make your team more explosive overall. I think he's that good. I think he's that kind of a player, and he's going to be a high-impact guy wherever he ends up at. Syracuse wide receiver Trevor Pena is in the portal, is off of a visit to Penn State. Now, by the time you're watching this, he might be a Penn State commit. If he's not a Penn State commit at any point in Penn State, what are we doing, man? Dude's 6 foot, 184, had 84 catches, almost 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns last year, and you had a receiver core that did 4 quarters of cardio in the Orange Bowl. Figure it out, dude. Go get Trevor Pena. Sounds like Nittany Lions are in good position to land him, but he would be, I think a massive upgrade for them in that receiver room, and I would just love to see Drew Aller have someone in the slot he could dump it off to on 3rd and 7 to pick up a first down with the absence of Tyler Warren. Don't think we're asking for too much there, but those two receivers between Marion and Pena, both dudes to keep an eye on as this thing progresses in the transfer portal. How about Georgia? Kirby Smart. Shout out to Rizzler. Shout out to Big Justice. Gets the Costco card out, hits the portal shopping in bulk. All right, 3 signees: Illinois running back Josh McCray, Miami defensive lineman Josh Horton, and Army linebacker Elo Madozie. Now, Elo Madozie, heat-seeking missile. No idea what he was studying at Army. No idea if it had anything to do with missiles, but 6'3", 245, 6.5 sacks last season, 2 years left of eligibility. Elo Madozie, just when you watch his highlights, dude, he flies to the football. Eats up space, kind of in line with what you expect from Georgia at the linebacker/edge position. Elo Madozie is going to be a ball player for them in Athens. Super excited to see what he does in the SEC. Also, Elo Madozie, just think about this for a second. Whenever he decides to hang up the cleats and turns in a resume, when I was in recruiting, one of the first things you do, one of the first things you check on a resume for a prospective job candidate is check the references. Elo Madozie's references could potentially be Kirby Smart and someone from West Point. Enough said. So Kirby was telling us for a long time, hey, listen, the deterioration of college football is happening because of the transfer portal. We don't have nearly as much depth as we used to have. But he followed it up with right around a year ago saying, well, but we still have more than everybody else. So if you want to do the whole portal thing, be my guest. But understand, when your players leave from your depth chart, a lot of them, if they're good enough to play here, will come play for us. Yeah, we're going to lose some players, but we're also going to gain quite a few. Georgia is going to be just fine here in the portal era. Just my opinion. Jaden Rashada. Remember Jaden Rashada? Was originally committed to Florida. Some NIL stuff happens, to use a broad term there, and then he ends up at Arizona State. And then from Arizona State, he's at Georgia, and now he's in the portal. He's going to visit North Carolina tomorrow. Chapel Bill already has a quarterback via the portal in South Alabama's Gio Lopez. Little eyebrow raise here from Chapel Bill. Chapel Bill making some use of college football free agency that is the transfer portal. So keep an eye on that one. That'll be really interesting to see if they do end up taking another transfer quarterback in Rashada. And Rashada, if he goes to North Carolina, have to believe he's going there because he feels like he can play right away. So could be Rashada, could be Lopez, and high-profile freshman who's already enrolled, Bryce Baker in that room. I'm just saying now, Chapel Bill going to work on the portal. Keep an eye on the Tar Heels when it comes to Rashada. David Stone entered the transfer portal. Former 5-star plus defensive lineman at Oklahoma entered the transfer portal and then says, you know what? Don't love the temperature in here. I'm going to go ahead and withdraw my name. He's back at Oklahoma. Oklahoma just keeps bossing up, dude. We say it a lot, but it doesn't make a ton of sense if you're David Stone to leave a Brent Venables defense where the defensive line is, really the calling card for him throughout his career. So big win for Oklahoma. Again, David Stone in the portal, out of the portal, sort of a non-story there at this point, but good win for the Sooners. Marty Brown, North Dakota State running back. He's in the portal. Omaha, Nebraska native, visited Nebraska and Miami, ran for right around 1,200 yards last year, man, with 15 touchdowns. 5'11", 214, won the Jerry Rice Award in 2024, which is given to the FCS Freshman of the Year. Duke can play some ball now. I would love for Miami to have another back in that room to support Carson Beck. Carson Beck, you check out the news these days, man. He's all the support he can get, both on the field and off the field. But that's another story for another time. And then Nebraska, if you know Matt Rule, how he gets down, he wants to punch you in the face on offense. Marty Brown would help you do that. And the fact he's an Omaha native, I don't think probably hurts in that recruitment. Steve Angeli visited Syracuse yesterday. If you know us, we're Steve Angeli Roll fans over here. Fran Brown has a track record of one quarterback in Kyle McCord of working with what I call Darth Vader quarterbacks. Get spurned wherever they're at as the Anakin, go to the dark side, and then they go do some Darth Vader stuff wherever they end up next, and that was Kyle McCord last year. Everyone talking about Honda McCord this, Honda McCord that, and then Honda McCord ends up leading college football in passing last season under Fran Brown. If I'm Steve Angeli, maybe I don't love the way things went down in Notre Dame. I don't love that I have to transfer now after waiting my turn for a couple of seasons and go somewhere else. I would look at the Kyle McCord blueprint. I would check out the Kyle McCord prophecy that was foretold and maybe is being foretold right now, and I'd very strongly consider taking my talents upstate and getting some dinosaur barbecue with Fran Brown and maybe cooking up a little bit out there in the Dome for the Orange. And then lastly, we touched on this already throughout this full-length show, so another reason to be subscribed because it's college football year-round, full hour-long shows. But if you're watching this as a breakout video, we touched on it already. Nico Iamaleava has been committed to UCLA. You knew that. But Joey Aguilar, within the last 24 hours, commits to Tennessee from UCLA. So classic Parent Trap, Lindsay Lohan situation, little QB trade there for the folks out there in Knoxville and Westwood. And then a little 2-for-1 here for the UCLA Bruins. Nico Iamaleava, come on over. It's a family affair in Westwood. Madden Iamaleava was committed to UCLA in high school, flips to Arkansas at the 11th hour. They say, no harm, no foul, no hard feelings. Welcome back, Madden. Get in this quarterback room. Go ahead and back up your brother. You'll be the future for Deshaun Foster and co. in Westwood. Tino Sinceri, he's got sniper mentality written in his bio on his socials. I love that. I can't totally quantify or explain why I love that, but that fires me up if my offensive coordinator has that in his bio. And now Mr. Tino Sniper Sinceri has got not one, but two high-profile quarterbacks to work with the last name Iamaleava. And Tennessee has got their quarterback in Joey Aguilar, which Tennessee fans would love the get-back factor at the whole Nico situation if he goes balls out and produces similar, if not better results to what Tennessee had a season ago.